Recorded.
All right. Great morning, everybody. I'm Dr. Roz, VP of Communications here at Akana. Glad to be here this morning to the Diamond Factory. For those that are brand new, we welcome you to the Akana Nation. And every morning we come together with like-minded individuals because iron does sharpen iron. And we want to motivate each other to excel in the spirit of excellence. So definitely, we're excited that you're here. And I'm going to get out the way because I'm just so pleased and uh, pleasingly pleased, like Coach Dan would say, to be able to share this with those that are diamonds and those that are excelling and moving and making waves in the company. So I'm going to hand it over to our diamond minister, Mooney. Take it away, sir.
Great morning, Dr. Ross. Great morning. Great morning. How are you this morning?
Outstanding, outstanding.
I love it. Well, it's Friday, fabulous Friday. Now, I tell you, I know you are on the sunny side of town. I'm up north here in Chicago. And looking at a little gloomy outside, I'm glancing out now. I do not like the cold weather, but I'm going to embrace it today and just keep on trucking. So y'all pray for your brother. uh, but you know what? I want to start out by saying I hope y'all aren't mad at me or upset or disturbed by what I shared yesterday. Remember, I always say message starts with me, um, and I just got a chance to get an insight on what was happening to me and possibly happening, with others. I've been able to kind of critique myself on what's been happening and being a blood type B positive. I try to be positive, but I know I have that barbaric side and that bougie side. And a lot of times I'm still trying to find balance in that. But just being around friends and family, my mom is a blood type A. And wow, I kind of understand a little more of the dynamics of our interaction just based off the blood type. So I pray that everyone was able to receive that, maybe with a grain of salt. But if it was able to bless you and kind of do some self critique, like I've been doing, some self development leading into direction, then praise God. So today I said I will follow up because this all has come to fruition and me even thinking like this because I said, man, so much going on in the world. I've been married now for 3 years, praise God. Been in ministry for 12 years, and then Akana for a little over 5 years. And I'm gonna hop right in because I was sitting with my team. We had a meeting on Monday. I did put some stuff on Facebook, so you guys check that out in our kind of lifestyle group. So some of this will kind of come together. And I was meeting with my team, and one of my team leaders, I won't say the name, but was compelled to share the transparency of what was happening with her in the company and just in life, period. And I was like, wow, this sounds like me. And I kind of have always been raised in ministry to understand that if you're a leader, pastor, whatever, that whatever you may be affected by, it's so possible that it may affect your team or your congregation. Like whatever hits the head definitely will affect the body. So I didn't find it too much by coincidence that my team was feeling like I was feeling. My team was really feeling like I was feeling. So I didn't want to not be transparent and share how I was feeling or what I was doing. So full transparency session with the team. I brought them all together. About 12 showed up. Powerful number. Some online, some in person. And I said, man, what was shared was that I kind of sometimes, and you may be guilty of this as well or experience this as well, I kind of lose my bearings at times that I have to recalibrate and get back on track. So if you have pen and paper, this is kind of what I shared with them, especially when it comes to economy, because things have been just shifting a little bit. And I said, you know what? I listened to, and it was like Minister Mooney, my teammate said, Minister Mooney, I see things are so simple. And this time last year, I was killing it. I mean, it's, I see this, it's simple what we have now, but I lost my bearings and I don't even know where to start. I said, sis, I get it. So I got together, we all sat down, and I laid out step by step the best way to recalibrate and just take step by step. So I'm going to go through a couple different steps. And we've been hearing this and hearing this and hearing this and hearing this. But I want to give you the tools and three main tools. I'm only going to cover three today that I think you should have in your bag, right? Or in your car or at home, wherever you go. I think these tools or being able to lead somebody to these tools, I think some of you want in your possession. But to be able to lead somebody to these tools is just man game changer. You know, when I'm Ubering, I have these tools with me. So the first tool or the first thing that I say, I hope you have a pen and paper to write this down. And this powerful tool, well, this is let me say tool. This is it's not a physical tool, but it is a verbal tool. And it's that question of, do you know your blood type? Write that down. Do you know your blood type? Because I didn't know my blood type. Melissa Boston didn't know her blood type. And when Dr. Prince, that was his first question, asked, do you know your blood type? Before he went into anything else, he heard the problems or whatever, because people do talk about problems, especially when it comes to physical. Do you know your blood type? Bam. So I look at that as a great elevator pitch to get a person's attention. William Morris, you guys probably heard of him, Big Mo. When Melissa asked him that question, he almost, because of his size and his stature, and she's this little bitty, you know, Melissa, I'm 6'7", Melissa's probably 5, you know, I'm not going to say that. But she's, you know, like, how dare you ask me what's my blood type? But it sparked curiosity. So it was a perfect elevator pitch to get a person's attention. Now, who are you to ask me what is my blood type? This is where our story comes in, right? And these verbal things. They're not really long. So I usually say, and I have a couple different, like I'm 51 years old. They'd be like, you 51 years old, right? You 51? What? You look like you. Our products work, so we look like what it is that we sell, right? And products are the product. So I'm 51 years old. I'm a cancer survivor. Wow, cancer of the blood, right? I've been through chemotherapy and radiation. And would you believe that I'm just finding out that I'm a blood type B? And that a healthy avocado can kill me in a blood type? Oh, now I know that sounds drastic, but that's my elevator pitch. Now, I share with you all, what is your elevator pitch? Just something quick, short, that says who you are. So you're just not telling somebody about themselves, but who are you to tell me what's going on and what have you been through? Is it diabetes? Is it, Kenneth Elam shares this story about diabetes, you know, and we don't make medical claims, but what is your story? And key, and this is where I start going into the rest of it and the physical tools. Because they're curious now. In my Uber, it never fails. They say, man, wow, congratulations. Are you, how long, you know, they ask me their questions. And then I say, because I have my tools in my hand, step number one, tool number one, write this down, is the blood type postcard. The blood type postcard. If you don't have that, then you don't have one of the major tools that allows you to stop talking and let them do their due diligence and look at the visuals. Because the visual, that blood type postcard shares a whole lot. It's a game changer. It should have on there, and I put it on, if you go into that kind of a lifestyle page, you'll see exactly what it looks like. It's in your back office. Order that and get that in your arsenal. It should have your name on it, your QR code, and your phone number, right? After this elevator pitch, right? Let me tell you, that after that elevator pitch, this blood type postcard, that is your voice. That is your voice that when you read it, it says everything that the person needs to hear. It even shows what I talked about in regards to the food, right? Let me say arsenal number 2 or step number 2, because they'll read the 5 steps that's on that card to take action. But if they're in your presence, this is a attention grabber as well. Number 2, right? Your second tool, the blood type chart. The blood type chart. I point out the food that I know if I'm going to say anything verbal, because that chart I share with my team, look at the colors on it, and we bounce back and forth because I said that I have that chart in my car. Some suggestions have been have it on a placemat, have it on your table as placemat. I share with some of the people that I know that go to the gym and work out, hey, have that card with you. And you know how you have your gym bag and you sit it down on the side, right? Just have that gym bag sitting on the top of that, say, that postcard, right? That big chart, the 11 by 17, and make sure that the O is showing in red or in green. So people are nosy. You know how people nosy, they'll look down. You know how people sit at your table, whatever. They sit in my Uber and it's staring them right in the face, and it never fails. They grab it. Never fails, right? So what points out is the food that I know for sure that they eat. I make sure in my head, if I'm going to say anything, you notice I said oh, and then I said avocado. There's probably not a person in the world that, well, no, I'm not going to say that, doesn't even, but then I know cauliflower for O's, right? And I don't, now one thing I'm going to highlight this, I do not, hear me out, I do not talk about meat at all. It's fruit and vegetables. That's the seal the deal for me. Whatever fruit and vegetables. So like Mo said, a tomato, right? Tomatoes don't do well with O's. Don't do well with B's either. Okay. So that tool right there, I call it the T's. And then if I'm gonna say anything while they're looking at that, or you just point out, be like, how old are you? Because they said I look great. I'm 51, right? How old are you? And that's when I lead to tool number 3, the starter kit. Now, some of these, depending on how it ain't even a real big conversation because I got a short period of time. I might have them in my Uber a good 10 minutes at max. Sometimes I'm driving her to the airport, then it gets real good, let me tell you. So what happens is that starter kit, now I tell them they've seen some of the food, they're thinking in their head, and they've identified, wow, you're 25 years old? And it's kind of like, wow, 25 years old. And now imagine, and I go straight in, imagine not cleaning out the porta potty for 25 years. Imagine not cleaning out the porta potty for 25 years. Now, I know ladies don't like porta potty. Now, I'm not, now the men, I got something else for them, and I'll share that with you all. You're going to see notes and everything. But let's check this out. So I begin to I tell them, you need to reset, or allude to them, it's time to reset. What? Mucus, information, and fat. Now, there's so many different bullet points that you all can, and short phrases that you can come up with to get their attention to close, but that is the close. The starter kit, this is your close. You have to clean out the porta potty. So let me repeat the strategy, right? And still this is done. Like, I love the fact that I met with my team, because all of this, you all, we were iron sharpening iron together. And yesterday I pointed out the blood types. So I want to bring this home by saying we decided as a team that we're going to run these steps simultaneously, all together without changing anything. We're going to plug into events together. And in the spirit, like I talked about, a battle of the blood types, we are going to, like, some people are good at photography, some people are good at graphics, Jared West, some people are, and we're going to run it in the spirit of the blood types where the team comes together and run it like a business. That's what we're going to do. We're going to run it together like a business. And everybody who's going to be accountable, like, I don't care if it's 2 people, I don't care if it's 3, I don't care if it's 12, I don't care if it's whoever opts in with you and whoever you lock arms with, do it together. Because what it does, and I'll bring it home with this, it gives you your bearings. It gives you an accountability, right? It gives you a measure. Now you're able to measure and build your list. So with that being said, I hope this was valuable for you. I didn't want to give you too much, but if you have lost your bearings, these are the first steps to help you regain those bearings and get right back on track. Back to you, Dr. Ross.
All right, fantastic. I hope you got your notes, everybody. Those were fantastic, giving us the straightforward directions to be able to just almost like pre-launch your business. All right. So we know that today's Friday, Saturday, 10 a.m. You do not want to miss an opportunity for using another tool, and that's being on the 10 a.m. call. And that will help people that do not know their blood type. How do you get them on it? Do you know your blood type? You just heard Minister Mooney tell us. And then also on Sundays at 5 p.m. So let's invite some guests. It's good that we have distributors that are showing up to constantly hear it, constantly get it. Repetition is the mother of learning. That's how I've always learned any presentation here. But more importantly, what it's designed for is for you to invite those guests to hear it for the very first time and let those who are doing the presentation do the work for you. So that's tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central, and then Sunday at 5 p.m. We'll see you there. Have a great Akana kind of weekend. We'll see you next time. Bye for now.